So we were having a healthy debate today, myself and a former VP of sales, about who is responsible for the strategy in an organization. His argument was that sales can oftentimes lead the strategy development as well as execute the plan for the company. My argument back to him was that ultimately salespeople are very good at executing plans. They're very good at determining how to take a particular hill. They're not always the best at seeing all the hills laid out strategically and determining which ones to take first. So I really think that as a strategy development role and exercise, that really needs to be left to the executives of the company, the CEO, the CEO's staff, to determine ultimately, the reason for the existence of the company. What do we do and why do we do it? What is our key value propositions and what is the message to the marketplace around that? I think it's also up to the senior leadership to determine what products we're going to sell and to which markets we're going to go after. Sales is, again, very good at helping to identify those at a detailed level, but it really, the fundamental core direction needs to be set by the CEO and the CEO's staff to make sure that, again, we're pursuing the right markets with the right product strategy in order for the sales team to execute effectively. Also, when it comes to competition, competitive landscape, it's often better for somewhat impartial individuals to be looking at that effectively and helping the sales team figure out these are the competitors that are going to be significant for us, these ones maybe not, and how we can, again, best compete against those particular competitors. Also, when you think about things like the pricing strategy in a particular market, it's oftentimes, with the input of sales, it's very good for them to be able to, set that pricing strategy, what margin levels the company is ultimately going after, what pricing tiers are going to benefit the company and which ones won't. So it's ultimately, I think, much better for the sales team to be the implementer of that overall strategy than it is for them to be the actual designers of that strategy. So when you're thinking about and pulling together sales strategy versus sales implementation, think about your sales team really as your troops on the ground at first, the people that establish the beachhead, the people that actually take the hills effectively. Think about the strategy piece of it as the strategic direction, what hills are available, which ones do we need to take first, and what resources do we need to apply effectively to the overall battle in order to enable the salespeople to, again, take the hills that they need to take. So strategy, in my opinion, should be largely left to the CEO and the CEO's team. Implementation, execution is a very strong skill set of sales and ultimately ought to exist there. So don't confuse the two. And again, don't rely on salespeople to build strategy as they go. Build it, help them build it, design an execution plan, and sales most likely will execute that plan in a very effective and efficient way. Thank you, and good selling.